Welcome back to the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This is The Depths of Felthan, Episode 19, The Ash to Ashes, Part C.
Beetles and centipedes begin to pour out of it, and I mean thousands. Thousands of beetles and centipedes. Roll for initiative.
Well, combat heavy episode
happening,
today.
guys. That's nat 20.
10 for me.
Natural one. I'm going last. Hoorah.
Okay, we 10 for one.
10.
10 for Dell. Nonny?
20.
20 for Nonny.
A natural 20.
Oh, nat 20. Yeah, sorry. It's 21.
Okay, 21. Erilon?
8.
8.
19.
19.
Green, right?
So get you roll
dragon or
green dragon,
perception
Okay,
as well.
poison or acid?
Everybody
Poison.
while you're in there.
Perception is 18.
18, okay.
I perceive things.
20?
Perception?
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
10.
10?
9.
9? Anything above a 10?
Zack, do you need glasses?
No, those dice are just really hard to read.
There's some behind you.
Yep, this is 20.
Oh, Zack, put those on.
What you guys can see is the reliefs in here are indicative of forests, deserts, and in each one, the desert, you can see beetles. And the beetles are just carved in everything. Even the rocks that are set in the desert, there's beetles carved in on top of them. The other side, you guys can see a forested area with centipedes crawling all over the trees, all over the leaves. They're even engraved within the leaves like they're a design upon the leaf. But it's all reliefed in the wall, but it's just amazing forest.
It's not real trees.
There's also in the sky above the forest, you can see ravens. Everywhere, a sky full of ravens. And you can hear this buzzing. As to the left and to the right, you guys can see 2 wicker bins kind of wobble back and forth. 4 wicker bins actually, but only 2 of them are wobble, and they fall over. It smashes over, and the wicker seems to just break apart like it's been there for 1,000 or 2,000 years. Just smash apart. And out of that, you guys can see wasps.
Oh.
Thousands, a fog of wasps blocking your vision. And from the other side, it smashes open. You can hear caw, caw, as the room fills with ravens.
I don't know why that's not what I expected at all.
So, top of the list, Nonny.
Nonny rage.
Yep.
Wait, how do I
How
get a
many
swarm?
times have you raged today?
I have
Long rest.
Oh, good.
Thank you. That's good.
Yeah,
Everybody's
long
back
rest.
to normal.
And I
Good to
have
go.
3 anyway, so.
Good. You would have had 1 extra. Perfect.
Yeah,
So to your left, there's a pile of centipedes. To your right, there's a pile of beetles.
Yay! Delicious.
And there's wasps and ravens.
Yum.
So is there technically 4 creatures here?
Yes.
4 forms, yeah.
So, that's 19. Did have fire too, I could burn it.
What pile are you hitting?
I'm trying to decide. I'm thinking I'm gonna smash the pile of centipedes with a frying pan. That's 4 plus 5 plus 2. 11 points of damage.
11. What was your attack?
19.
Oh, 19.
19? Good, okay. And 11 points, you said?
Yep.
To the centipedes.
The centipedes. One just, well, poof! You can see this green and blue and orange just mucus just explode all over the frying pan. It flies all over the wall, all over the sarcophagus, and it's like half a pile now.
And that half a pile has disadvantage on attacks against others. And when the attack hits, that creature has resistance to the attack. So,
Sounds good.
just want you to know.
Nice.
In case anybody gets bit by centipedes.
And, Geillis, 19?
Yeah.
I wrote down here. Wait, I'm on the wrong one. Just want to make sure.
No, I did roll a 19.
I got initiative, and another initiative. Okay, good.
No.
I gotta cast Moonbeam on the
Moonbeam?
creatures. Moonbeam
It's a 10-foot range. Radius.
is a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
You'll be able to catch one of them.
They're huge.
No, they're only 5-foot radius.
Yeah.
It's only being
That's just like
one
around
square.
you, basically.
Yeah, it's like
Just
one
one
square.
square, and there are 4 different squares.
It's 1 square, but it's just a
but guarantee that that's going to just
Obliterate, wasn't it?
If the enemies
they're
were in the tower.
bugs.
Oh yeah.
But the centipedes have already been damaged. You see, there's the beetles and the ravens and the wasps that have not been touched.
She didn't want that one, it's fine.
Nobody wanted that.
Unless that was a really good number, in which case she wanted that.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
where's
good
my
one.
Oh.
defense?
Was it?
It was a 9 on the floor.
Oh, gross.
I just put it in the tray. I didn't roll it.
Roll it.
Rolling.
Ooh, 9 and 7. No, 6 and 7. So it's 13.
13. And that was which ones? Or was that the hit?
Oh no, that was my damage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
To which one? Beetles, centipedes, ravens, or wasps?
Beetles.
Beetles?
Double
Okay.
beetles.
And it was 10 damage, you said? Alright.
No, 14 damage.
14 damage. Alright, so the beetles
13
too.
damage.
13. The beetles too seem to be just, was that Moonbeam? Moonbeam? The Moonbeam comes down and just bakes these beetles. You guys can see them dry up and curl up into little balls and just roll away.
It's a delicacy in some cultures.
It is.
Okay, it's okay.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
There's no fog now.
Yeah, sorry.
There
that
is
was
no
a dumb-
fog, thank
a
you.
dumb thought.
I appreciate that.
I'd say it helps in some situations, but it puts you guys basically on the
Fog
same
was.
shit even ground
Yeah.
at this particular point. Yeah.
The entire party has blind sight.
Yeah,
I
I
in
do.
that case. Yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to do
I have
is
blind sight.
I
There's
am
always
actually
that foot.
going to aim my breath weapon at the ravens. They would need to make a con save and pass an 11.
What's the distance on that?
And for me, it's a 15-foot canonical thing in front of me.
Okay, where the sarcophagus is,
Yeah.
all the creatures are in a line, and it's
Okay.
about a 30-foot room. You have ravens or wasps.
Okay.
Then you have the beetles.
Okay.
And then the centipedes on the other end of
Okay.
the sarcophagus, and only 10 feet away
Yeah.
are the ravens.
I got rid of the beetles though, right?
You got
Beetles on the left side. Yeah, beetles. Oh no, they've been hit. They've taken damage. It wasn't
Oh, I
enough to
see.
put
They're
them
not.
out.
Wasn't enough to put them out?
But it's saying your 15-foot cone can catch 2 of them.
Yeah.
If you get like right by the opposite end.
Okay.
And get,
Well,
you'll
let's
be able to
do that, and we'll go for 2-for-1 special. So,
And dex saves for them. So
con save actually.
Con save.
Oh,
Big
here's
old deuce and a big old 7. I'm gonna have to say that fails.
Yep. Well, I mean, considering they had to beat an 11.
And they definitely don't have a +4. That's
Yeah.
for sure. A centipede does not have any +4 bonus.
Yeah, no. Nope.
So then that's jeez, I put it away. What's the damage on that? 2d6 or something?
Probably that's what mine is.
Yeah, because you're level 4, right? Yeah, so it's 2d6.
Go roll that damage.
Actually, that, believe it or not, that is wonderfully a 6 damage even.
6 even. Alright, so the centipedes are dwindling down to just a mound above the size of a boot. But they're still up. Same with the beetles, they're whittled down to just maybe a pile as big as your knee. Bad guys. Okay, we get some attacks. Centipedes and beetles. Centipedes move into Nonny's space.
Ruh-roh.
That is an 18 on the dice. To bite you, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw with advantage against poison.
You.
Bonus. Would you say Constitution saving?
Yeah.
So that is 24.
24. Okay, these centipedes crawl over you, bite you. 8 points total damage, so 4 to you. But you can feel this heat of poison kind of slowing you down, but you push back against it and you resist. You are not paralyzed.
Alright, the centipedes have disadvantage against anybody else. That's the thing. Because
Anybody else, yeah.
Yep.
The beetles will then move around to Delkek and swarm on you. The cock between a 1 and a 19.
Oh, jeez.
And a 7. And a 7 for the finish was a miss.
Miss.
Just they kind of swarm over top of you, just crawling on your body, but they just can't get through the bits of armor. And your skin, your smooth skin is just too tough.
I just imagine
They're
there was a
leathery.
swarm of stag beetles trying to pick them up and throw them.
The ravens. I forgot to give the ravens their damage. It was 6 points of damage, you
6.
said?
Correct.
6,
Poison
okay.
damage.
6. Alright, perfect. 6 points. Some of the ravens you can see kind of can't fly right. Some of the wings just kind of bit down. They fall to the ground, just kind of hopping around, doing nothing. The rest of them, though, swoop down on Tanith. They swarm around you. They kind of try and peck at you, but your skin is just too hard right now. They get the armor and everything like that, but they're still swarming around. You can hear these wings flapping. Geillis, you hear this buzzing begin to coast towards you. You can see it too, kind of like swirl up and kind of swirl down at a point and kind of wrap around you, and the rest of them just kind of swarm all over your body. Okay, so that's going to be 13 to hit.
13's my AC.
13's your AC. They just get in. The wasps cling to you. They start crawling up the edge of your clothes, and you can feel them start to sting you all over your body.
Oh.
But there's this small rumble of light golden energy that just woof, and the ones that have stung into your skin are ejected.
Baby's gonna come up with pock marks all over it, I tell you.
Erilon.
It's still living. Do I don't take any damage?
Nope.
Not even a little?
Erilon hates wasps. I decided that now. It's part of his character. He rolled a 19 to hit.
19. What do you
I
use?
just
Quarterstaff.
great
Sounds
grandmother
good.
was stung by
Yeah,
one.
'cause,
Someone took her death.
Piercing things do have disadvantage, or they get resistance for
They're
piercing
small.
because they're just
Yeah.
a swarm. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I literally
So roll that
finished season 2
damage.
and just
So
restarted
that
watching it right away again.
Did you?
I was like, I can't feel it.
8 bludgeoning.
Yeah,
Nice
the second
wasps.
one better,
He'll
I think.
roll a full flurry of blows to punch the wasps.
Just slap them out of
His hand becomes a fly swatter. Okay, 1. It's a nat 16.
Good. All the 12 AC for all these guys are just swarms.
Max damage on that
Good.
with the necrotic stuff. We
Hand of harm.
and harm, yeah. So that is, let's see, 8 bludgeoning and 6 necrotic.
14 total.
14 total for that first one. Second attack is a miss.
Okay, what's 12 AC?
It's a 3 on the dice.
Yeah.
It's a 9.
Okay. He ain't no black pudding.
Yeah, no.
But big damage though. The wasps are significantly have lost numbers. You can see corpses just flying and hitting off the wall and falling to the ground.
It was all in that one slap.
Tanith.
Without leaving the space of the whatever hell's attacking me, can I get two mounds in a line without hitting any of my comrades?
I would say the mound is on you right now. You hit that one and whichever one you're pointing at.
Okay. Which one's on me again? Ravens?
Yes, ravens.
Ravens, I'll go for the wasps as well.
Okay, ravens.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, they're close. What's your range for your breath weapon?
30 foot.
30 foot. Oh, yeah,
Line.
okay, you're good.
It's a line.
Yeah, 15-foot cone, 30-foot line. You'll hit no problem there for sure. That's the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
one. Good, yeah, line that up. Knock them down, brother. 12 save for them. Dex save.
13.
One succeeds, one fails. Ravens fail, wasps succeed.
Max damage.
How much?
12.
Okay, the ravens are severely debilitated, and the wasps disappear.
A flash of electricity, the wasps are gone.
You just see them
Giant bug light.
all
Yeah.
Basically, I turn into a bug light.
Yeah, they're falling in the back of your neck, Geillis, all these
you hear
beams
that?
and stuff like that.
One of those electric tennis rackets. Just
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
With the bug lights at work.
Yeah.
It's here zap.
Jeez.
That's awesome. That's the first time I rolled max damage on a buff weapon that hit.
Very nice.
Top of the list. Nonny.
Me. It's a me.
Nonny-o.
smash those bugs.
Frying pan morphs into a fly swatter.
God damn it.
That might be 11.
Might be an 11.
It's a hit.
What'd you roll? 5 plus 5 plus your proficiency. proficiency.
That's 7, so that is 12. That's AC right on the nose.
You hit the centipedes.
Oh, really? I just assumed I missed. Okay.
Their AC is 12.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So that makes this a 12.
Damage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't even really need your they're crawling all over your body. You just like squash them and you get them all. They only had 5 hit points left. So you get the remainders out. They're gone. Centipedes are finished.
Excellent.
Next on the list, Geillis. There are ravens and beetles. All the wasps had just fallen away from you as Tanith hit you with electricity. She was in the line too.
Oops.
So
You
you can see when that happens, the electricity lights up that golden sheen on her body and kind of diverts it away. I need you to make another death save now.
That's a 12.
Okay, good. Succeed. Good. I was going to say, don't roll a natural 1 either. It wouldn't be good.
Oh, the natural one's like an auto
You don't
fail.
want to know.
I do want to know.
No, you don't.
Natural 1.
It's not for this episode.
Oh, okay.
Not for this episode, that means it's going to happen another one.
You stabilize and go to 1 hit.
But,
Nice.
good, we got that back. Okay, good.
I was trying to not hit anyway. Come on, go.
I know. It's just the swarm was on her.
Okay.
I guess shit happens.
Eh.
Friendly fire sometimes. Way it goes.
Yeah.
But you know in your heart of hearts that
Should be fine.
she'll be fine.
The track record.
This is gonna hurt me a lot
Can't
more than it's gonna hurt you.
She'll be fine.
Like, this is gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you guys.
Really? You might have just killed my unborn children.
That sounds like your problem.
Oh boy!
That sounds like an issue, not an issue.
This sounds like Tanith doesn't have a heart.
Considering I've basically been a hired butcher for the past 20
The
years.
cold, frozen heart of Oros has succumbed to him. Okay.
Let's finish off the things that are going to die.
The beetles that are still on you.
Yep.
And the ravens that are still on Tanith.
You know what? Let's go for the ravens. We'll finish off the birds.
Yep.
And I was going to say, where they're within 5 feet of him, do I get my sneak attack?
Yes, you do. Yep.
Beautiful.
For sure.
All right. Well, let's go for the birds. And nat 20.
Don't roll anything else.
Now,
Yeah,
first nat 20 of this session. Thank God.
You shoot it, and it just gets one bird as the other bird flies in the way. Gets the other bird. The other bird flies. There's like 9 birds on this arrow, and it sticks in the wall.
Dinner.
Oh, you got it. It's already on a spit.
Tanith will reach up and grab it. Hey, rotisserie.
Forbidden
Stuff in my-
shish kebab.
Stuff it in my back.
There you go. All right, that's the Raven's gone.
What do we got left?
Next
Beetles.
up is the Beetles on Delkek, and it's the Beetles' turn. Beetles would attack with a 13.
That hits.
That hits. Okay, it takes some
Because it was
fighting beetle
just
damage
natural.
of 10 points.
Oof.
That's big. They've been on you for so long. They're able to get up under the collar and.
I was gonna say because that counts as what was that, piercing damage, I guess.
Yes, that's
Okay.
piercing. Yeah, they're
Okay.
biting little piercing
Okie
things.
dokie.
No.
And
Decent.
Erilon.
Bastards.
Alright. Now, the bugs in front of me have been killed.
Yeah, there's only beetles, and they're only on Delkek right now.
Great.
So, Del is going to get some assistance from Erilon here to fumigate. So, he'll flank the beetles, I guess.
Bug spray.
Quote unquote.
Bugs
Go
away.
for it.
Sorry.
As deet.
Advantage, it's natural 1 and an 18.
18
So,
hits.
I thought you said with advantage, it was a natural
It's-
1. I was like,
It's
you
good.
rolled
It's a
two
natural
ones.
1 too. You're gonna hit you for sure.
Yeah.
so hold still.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Ow, that was my
The
nose.
Home Alone crowbar scene.
10 points. Harry. So it's 10 points of bludgeoning.
10. You knock them all off. You slap them all off. One scurries out of his neck and flies away. You guys have defeated the swarms. Collect 100 experience points, please.
Don't mind if I do.
Go.
Do not pass go.
And now, as you get my Yeah.
And now we fight the god.
Ruh-roh.
The dragon.
Kaka Da'or, god of sword.
Can we rest, please, first? Are we allowed to rest?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Hang on, we'll go back through the mold. Just chill.
We could do a short rest, but we couldn't do any. We can only long rest once every 24 hours.
Is that correct?
Yep, well, you can only do an 8-hour long rest every 24 hours.
Yep.
You have to spend the rest of the time role-playing or something.
Dead. Dead.
Ah,
DED.
yeah.
A
Okay.
comatose rest.
There you go. So now, the sarcophagus is open. There's no smoke pouring out of it or nothing like that.
Is there anything inside?
If you look inside, you can see the bottom is heavily caked in mold and different colors, but they're all small patches. They may not be terribly effective at hurting you, but you do see this kind of just this round ring. It's gold. It's about the size. It's about as round as the bars were from blocking the place off, and it's just kind of leaning down. Leaning down on one of the green tufts of fungus.
I will. Yeah, Dell's gonna reach in and grab that because
Before you reach and grab it,
hey,
Erilon kind of stuffs his hand and he will take a crowbar out of his pack and use the crowbar to grab it, so he doesn't touch it directly.
see, I've got resistance to poison though. So.
Resistance is not immunity, however.
Erilon, I'm trying to be awesome. Leave me alone.
Let me use my resistance.
So Erilon scoops in with the crowbar. Unless you guys want to roll initiative to see who gets it first.
Do you?
You know what? Let's just for shits and giggles. Let's see what happens.
Rollies.
Oh, you're gonna beat me. I got a 4.
In the die, in the box,
Not
in the box.
Not the box. That was a net 20.
Oh, 19. God damn
He
it.
gets it. You reach down and scoop. He picks it up. You hook it in with the crowbar. You hear this ding as you lift up this golden bell, about that big, and about that big, around half a foot by half a foot.
And that's what goes on the hook.
Deltek, underneath the bell, you see a figurine of a silver raven, just sitting there, untouched by mold, untouched by anything.
Well, I'm gonna
I
grab
was gonna
that.
say it's hopefully it's not an ebony penguin.
I'll grab the little raven looking thing then.
Watch
Pick it
the
up.
unexpectables.
And that's
Basically
a
watching
silver
the
raven, and it's a figurine.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that room is complete, guys. So,
We have to try to get back out.
as you turn around, you guys will have noticed that the mold seemed to have grown sickly. The color that it had, the greens, the blues, the purples, and that purple one you've seen, it seems to be hanging off the ceiling, and as you're watching it falls, and it goes splat, and it just seems to turn into this ooze. And after about a minute or so of you guys watching this, there's this about 2 inches of just this deathly, grossly smelling liquid, and it's kind of pouring into the room, but it's all flat. It's moving towards the sarcophagus.
Is it alive?
It looks alive.
I think we should get the hell out of here.
It begins to crawl up the sarcophagus inside of it,
Oh yeah, that's not a good. No.
Yeah.
and as that happens, you guys can hear this and this kind of like a rattle.
Snake.
And
Why
so
does
you
it have
see-
to be snakes?
Erilon quickly dumps the potion in his mouth.
Running
running?
very fast.
Running
Yeah,
fast.
running with
There's
potion
just
in
a little
mouth.
splish splash of just the last little bits of moisture on as you guys run out, and you guys can see as you look back the sarcophagus begin to close as a snake just fiddles its head just underneath as it closes. If you guys stayed any longer, there would have been 2 more mounds of poisonous snakes, which were much worse than you dealt with already.
And now Geillis and Nonny come out. Because that takes that long for us to catch
Yeah,
up.
that's true. Yeah,
So
you're
we're
almost like 5 seconds behind these
The
guys.
delay.
Everybody just running away from Nonny and Geillis, leaving them in the dust.
So now, once we're back to the main room, Dell mentions, he's like, well, we know those rings didn't work. Why don't we try the bell on the hook and see what happens?
Yeah, I suppose we can. We can set it on there. He holds up the crowbar. He's been holding it like an umbrella, basically. So
And as you're walking, makes a little ding every now and then. It's this long, shallow, and it definitely echoes for longer than it should. Nonny, you know metals, you're a dwarf. It's echoing way longer than it should.
Am I having a stroke?
No. Maybe you should ask yourself that every day.
I do on a daily basis.
That's
Having a
weird.
stroke. This isn't right. This is
Do I
a
smell
stroke.
smoke? Do I smell burning toast?
My left arm doesn't hurt.
That's because you don't
Yeah,
have a
that's
left arm.
so it's magic. It's magic.
Well,
This is magic
Tanith
noise.
will
Is
throw
what
my
you're
hands right
saying?
up there.
Well, it just seems like the bell itself might be magic. Like everything else
Everything
from
is
here
magic?
you guys have been picked up has been magical. So it makes sense that I would have some sort of, maybe it just echoes a long time. So they only have to hit it once every, 25 minutes instead of 5 times.
Oh, I'm gonna hit it again, just because.
You can hang it up?
I'm gonna hit it again.
Well, they hang it up first. So he hangs it on the hook.
You hang it up on the hook, Nonny tings it
Dig it
again,
again.
and it seems deeper now. It seems to be coming from everywhere. And as it is, you guys can hear this. And beside it, on the left-hand side of the gem, another part of the door sinks inwards.
I'm just gonna put my card in there. Maybe I will.
And it sinks into this round kind of hole, only about 10 or 15 centimeters inwards. And from the middle of it, you guys can see a hand come out. 5 fingers. And just hold itself there.
And
Gonna
then
give
put my
out.
ring on it.
You put the ring on it.
Oh.
You close the fist and it draws the hand back in. Another recess opens up above. But this time, it looks like a recess. Roll perception.
For a dragon head.
Just the size for Tanith's head.
19.
You see it right off the bat. It's the shape of a battle axe.
That's different. Oh, I know where we have to get that from.
Well, if we want to sit for an hour before we go fight the dragon.
Yeah, you short rest again.
I'm
Heal
down
up as
for that.
much as you can.
I only rolled one of my hit dice last time. So
You can,
What do we roll?
Basically 1 hit dice per level.
one
correct?
hit dice. Yeah, one.
yep,
hit.
yeah, 1 hit dice per
Okay,
level.
you can roll a
And
D12
that's, it
or
depends on
even
hit
up to
dice if you
4
multi-class as
D12
well.
is
So.
not bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Small things keep in mind.
Ooh, not bad. One of my hit dice.
Roll as many as you like. As much as you think you'll need.
You know what? I'll
Well, one hit dice get that smash.
seconds, and I'll still have 1 of those for an emergency.
Back to
Hey,
max.
there we go. Back to full health.
Alright.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. Got my breath weapon back.
So,
Oh, for the short rest.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And I got my key back.
Nice. I keep forgetting sometimes that I have a breath weapon because I've never used it up until now because
Yeah.
it's at such a low DC. So
Yeah, I'm used to trying to save it because I only get the 1 per short rest.
okay. So, the bars are barring the way to the dragon. He's still staring down the hallway at you guys.
Are you bored yet?
He responds, "Get down here! Prove yourself! Defeat me!"
Crossbow.
And- Sorry?
Shoot my crossbow.
From that far away?
Defeat me. Ow!
12 to hit?
His hand comes up and it just hits off the palm of his hand. You could hear this kind of low rumble.
It's laughing at you. Alright, Nonny, pull the lever.
On the lever.
The,
Do it again.
the,
Pull the lever.
And one more time.
Pull the lever.
You don't
that
pass.
should be it. I think you went past it by 1, but that's okay.
Pull the lever 3
One more
times.
time. Pull the lever, clink, 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 clink.
He's just like,
You can hear the dragon.
Sometime today would be nice.
And then the gate opens. You can hear as you guys are walking up the hallway together. He says, "You think you're good enough to meet with a god?"
Oh, we killed the other
We've
3.
met with several already, and they weren't anything special.
He laughs and he says, "A live god is much more vicious than what we have become. We are but remnants of what we were."
From 1,500 years ago, yes?
You can see his squint dragon face look at you from like 50 feet away. He nods.
One of my family died after the war.
Many families died after the war. It was a depraved time.
Well,
How close are you guys?
oh well, we're getting close.
How close?
We're getting close.
How close?
Getting close, yeah.
I mean, Geillis and I are slow.
He's
so
gonna
we're
breath
not-
weapon us
we're
the second we
not
get
as
in range
close.
anyway.
Is one of you approaching? How are you doing this?
We're currently going down the hallway. Do we all want to keep going and then get cooked, or what do we want to do? We want to just like bully him with arrows from afar.
We could. That's a,
Bully him with arrows from
we're
afar.
gonna stand about 65 feet away.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staying towards the back this time.
Yeah,
I agree. Even I'm very squishy.
I don't feel like getting cooked. Erilon just pulled a big short.
Sounds good. As you guys do that, you guys hear, "Cowards! Keldron will not be pleased." As he begins to form back into the inside the sarcophagus, and the sarcophagus begins to seal again.
I thought he was gonna say as he starts to develop back legs.
Oh,
now.
He
He
still-
can walk.
He can't get through the 10-foot corridor.
No, that's fair.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But
He just Dell just kind of quickly looks at Tanith. He's like, "Well, we've got to stop that thing if we want to get through the rest of this. Let's go."
You could use the chance while he's like not dragging.
Well, since he's going back in the sarcophagus, we have a chance to run up before he can breath weapon us immediately.
That's
Running.
Yep, running.
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 yes, you guys are running to make sure the sarcophagus is closed while you get there. Like, what's the plan? Because he's still going to be out. As long as he's out of that sarcophagus.
We're gonna let it close first, then we're gonna run in, reopen it,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
start
Good. It
smelling.
closes. You guys run in. What do you do? Tell me how you're going to take him down.
Erilon's
I'm gonna stand on the lid while they open it.
what?
While someone opens it, I'm gonna stand on the lid and hit him from behind the wall.
Erilon's gonna go to the left with his quarterstaff ready out.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be a little bit sneaky because why not? I'm a rogue.
You gotta pull it open with me standing on it.
Well, no. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna I'm gonna spider climb up. I'm gonna be hanging off, kind of like salamander style from the roof. And then when he pops out, I'm just gonna drop on his head.
Excellent plan. I like this. Nonny, open it.
Set it up, guys. Yeah, do it. For sure. Set it up. Nonny, you going to open it? I'll open it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to roll, since this is how it's happening, this is party initiative. You guys choose in which order you're acting, and you're going to stick with it, because you're setting this up. He knows what's going to happen. There's no surprise round. He knows something's going down.
Yep.
But, so you guys can pick in which order you guys want to play it.
Okay.
But it's going to be one initiative roll versus his.
Okay.
And that's it. So whoever wants to roll that initiative,
Well,
roll it
you've
now.
been having.
I can
Beat
cast
a
a
10.
tangle and hold them in there.
Beat it.
Well, he can't
Beat
get
a
it
10.
anyway.
And you guys go first.
Can't you? No,
Oh,
you can't.
that's
That's an 8.
that's
Oh, no, that's a 6. No.
Plus,
plus 4, 10.
tie.
It's equal. Reroll?
oh, I gotta check. You know, he's got a dex. He's got a dex, and it's a dragon, so it could be large.
Dice of inspiration?
Oh, yeah, right. I can do that. Dice of inspiration?
Go for it. May not matter. I'll still look though.
First one was better.
Worse. Yeah, the first one was
Let's-
better.
You like my dice of inspiration?
I already did it. I already used
Nah,
it,
that's
so
fine.
it doesn't matter. So
Let's see. We have a young. That's brass. That's wrong, sorry. Young brass dragon. Oh. No bonus to initiative.
So flat
Oh.
10, flat 10.
You got him.
So,
You guys are going first.
Right.
By a hair.
So where we're deciding how we're attacking
okay.
or how we're going, it's gonna have to be Nonny first because she's gonna be opening the thing.
Now
Nonny
remember,
opens-
that's just interactive object. It's light. You don't have to put any effort into it. It's just a little push.
And
So
then
it's
a
interactive
swing.
object.
So I would say Nonny should go first, then Tanith, bonk, then I'll drop from the ceiling.
You don't even have to drop. You can just shoot.
Well, yeah, that's true. I've got my bow.
There you go.
So
There we go. I can just, cause I can just kind of hang with my
or
feet
just
because of
hit
spider
him
climb
from the
stuff.
ceiling.
Straight
So
upside
my hand-
down. That's right. That's
Yep.
right.
So order of initiative, I'm thinking. So it's going to be Nonny, Tanith, Delkek, Geillis, then me.
Whoa,
Bill. Nonny, Tanith, Delcat, Geillis, Erilon.
Moonbeam.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. And bad guy is at the end. Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Nonny,
let's roll it.
Delca, be off to the side a bit in case Geillis casts Moonbeam, because
Yeah, that's a good plan.
there you go.
Yeah, so I'll
And
get
you'll still
set
get
up for
your
that.
sneak attack because everyone else.
Everybody
is so
else will be within 5 feet. Yep. Perfect.
glorious.
Nonny
plan.
has
Yeah,
no
I'd
idea
say
what the plan is
sends
Nonny doesn't need to know what the
at
plan is.
all.
All you gotta do is shove it.
Alright,
Shove it.
make it happen. Nonny, lead us off.
Opens the she opens the sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus slides with ease open, and you can hear. You can see immediately it's the man again.
Yeah.
Delcat can see immediately. Sorry.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Oh, yeah,
To
to
say
see-
you. There's 6
You.
fucking people in this
Yeah.
room.
So
I'm standing. I'm standing on the lid as
As
well.
the lid moves, yeah, you're shimmying as move. You can see it too.
Yeah.
He's the man again.
yeah. So
And as his held action goes off,
he's
he
gonna.
looks straight up at you, Delcat, and lets out a 40-foot line of fire.
I've never
Oh.
whistled in my life.
Dexterity saving
I was-
throw, please.
All right.
There's some magic there.
Nat 20, baby.
Half. 30 points.
Half.
I rolled 6, 5, 6, 6, 3, and then something else.
Even with that, that drops me below 0. I'm falling off the roof.
No, half of 30.
That's,
Oh,
yeah,
half of 30.
You
Oh,
saved-
so
you
I
saved
said 15.
half,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. I thought you said 30 was the half.
Oh,
No,
I was like, oh
because
Oh,
you're
man.
falling from a 40-foot height. That's 3 more D6. Well, it's a death
Yeah.
save.
no. Yeah. So
And
dead.
also that would be like double his hit points, so he'd
Yeah.
probably
I'd be gone.
Dead.
Woo!
Dead.
Oh,
Good thing you
Jeebus
Good thing you
Christ.
say that, yeah,
I have
no,
literally
that.
9 hit points left. Holy
Okay.
crap.
This
That
is
was
an-
his held action.
So Nonny gets to rage
So
now?
it just explode at the first face he's seen. And
Well,
he
Well,
well,
that's
would
fine.
he have seen me because I'm off on an angle?
Oh yeah.
He would
He
yeah,
was seen. He,
it's
yeah,
a-
from
it's
his
huge.
vantage point, you can see the entire roof. For the
Oh,
most part,
okay.
Yeah.
Got ya.
Okay. Wow. Okay, Nonny, you seen that? You open the sarcophagus.
And I rage with a nat 20.
Whoa!
Do it. Yeah.
2d12 plus. Does that also double the range damage too? Or no?
No. Bonuses don't be
Dice.
doubled, only dice. Yeah. But still, 2d12s is woo.
Oh,
That's
well.
16 plus 2 plus 5, so that's 18, 23.
23 points of damage with a
Not-
All
bonk.
right, and
With a
you like,
bonk.
imagining this, Nonny, like you literally do the strongman jump just with your
Oh,
legs
yes.
right on the edge and just slam it down right in. Tanith.
Is it advantage because I'm flanking?
Yeah, you're definitely.
Well, that's a nat 20.
Oh my god.
Oh!
So this will be 4d6.
Oh my god.
Woo! First
You guys
2.
played this right.
3.
Very good.
12 damage total, which is disappointing.
Oof.
I rolled 3 on the first one.
Oh my.
You hit the same spot Nonny hit, and there's just not enough flesh there. It's
A
been-
soft spot.
Yes.
Oh, man.
There's something missing there.
Yeah.
Not his liver.
Not his liver, yeah.
Next up,
Would be me.
Delcat, alright.
I'm still kind of flaming here, but I was thinking, would that still count? Would that count as advantage as well, or where I'm?
You have an enemy within 5 feet
Yeah.
of them, that's the rogue thing.
Yeah, the road thing.
Cool.
Cool.
Rogue thing.
Yep, you get advantage, you get your sneak attack.
I get the sneaks to these.
Next 20.
Yep, nat 20.
What the hell?
Kidding me?
Nat 20
I'm
on
putting this guy's
thing.
hit points back up. He was half a dragon, he's a whole dragon now.
Yeah, so yeah. So
Got
that's
his legs back.
yeah, geez. So that's a D8.
Knocked
I
his
can't
legs
fucking
back.
believe that. Natural 20. Natural
Natural
20.
20.
Natural
Natural
20.
20.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So we're just doubling the damage dice for that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
it.
the sneak attack too.
Yeah, so double.
Yeah, all your any dice.
Oh.
Oh, that's why it's badass with rogues, my friend.
Oh man.
Wait till like level 10 and you're rolling like 16d6 with
Yeah.
sneak attack damage.
Right? Jeez. Alright, so let's just see. So there's an 8, 6, actually 2 8, so that's 16, 22, 23, thank you. And I need to roll one more. 6, that's a 4, so 25?
27,
Yeah,
24,
20.
27.
Yeah, and then plus 5, so 28. Or 32, something like that.
Yeah,
Either way,
22.
Okay.
a lot of good chunkity chunk.
Yeah.
We
Ow.
have some fun.
Geillis.
Moonbeam.
Let's keep it going.
You see a bead of fire go up and a beam of moonlight come down.
With a 19.
Oh, is it a save for him or is it straight dead? Is it just straight damage?
No, if he makes a save.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Natural 1.
Oh!
All this cowards.
You, Dragon!
Yep.
Bad karma. Bad karma.
Meanwhile, we were
So roll that damage there.
Just remember, he summoned us to him.
10.
Yep.
10.
There you go.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Holy shit.
I think he's double mine, so that's fine.
I mean, still.
Erilon.
all right. I'm gonna whack him from the left with the glorified beating stick.
Yep.
And,
The spanking stick.
then I'm gonna flurry of blows with a key point with hand of harm.
Come on, buddy.
You guys do this, eh?
It's 16 to hit.
This is AC, brother.
Okay, so that's D8 plus 4. That's 9 bludgeoning. It's 22 to hit, and that's for the first hand of harm. Minimum damage, that is 4 and 5, 9. 5 of which is, or 4 of which is necrotic. Rest is bludgeoning.
Alright.
And second fist is miss.
Okay.
Second verse seems the first.
That one looks kind of cocked, though. Or maybe I'm just crazy.
Is that shit cocked? Oh,
No, it's
man.
cocked.
Roll it again.
That's 18 on the die. Well, 18 total.
That's going to hit.
Cool. Alright. Minimum damage, so 9. Wow.
Either way.
That really couldn't have gone any better. if we
Yeah,
tried.
really. That was like the perfect
So,
dark.
Punching a metal dragon.
this sarcophagus opens, and right now, as you guys are beating him, he's in a human form. He's in a human form, alright? So, gate opens, and it's just Nonny. Leaps up on there, smashes him with the frying pan. Tanith gets him in the same spot. Delkek with the crossbow? Crossbow down in there. Natural 20, natural 20, natural fucking 20. Unbelievable. Erilon gets in there for a couple smacks. Geillis' moonbeam dropping down on him. You guys did 104 fucking damage. Okay? And he is severely injured. Severely injured.
But he's not dead.
But he's not dead.
You guys also have
And he
advantage.
begins to morph.
Oh, yeah.
Advantage on attacks.
Oh, yeah, we should.
This doesn't matter anymore.
No. I mean.
He gets
he has
disadvantage on attacking
and
them.
you guys have
Yep.
resistance.
So he morphs again. The wings come out, the head comes out, and you can just see in his face one of his eyes are half open. He's got huge gashes. His armor is torn open and fraying in pieces. You can see the insides just leaking profusely out of this body, falling down onto the sarcophagus and leaking to the ground. He rolls a d6.
Recharge.
You can see him. I'm going to say he gets at least 2 of these in a line. So Erilon and Tanith, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Cool. Nat 19.
12.
12? Okay.
So 25.
So this is going to be,
Spicy fire damage.
yeah, big time.
You have resistance.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have-
Because I raged.
Oh.
You guys have resistance.
That's good. Then,
Oh,
then I'm
good.
definitely going to do this then.
Oh no, I should have waited until after you'd already done it.
So half of half.
That's a quarter.
Yeah. When you have double resistance, you get 1 quarter.
Roll a
He
12d6.
has disadvantage. You have
Oh, boy.
resistance.
Oh, what?
12d6. Half of 34 if you succeeded. All of 34 if you did not.
17.
Damn.
Roll. Very low.
That's really low.
I'm still alive.
So I'm resistant to it, and I get half. So 34, 17 divided by 2 is 8.
Nonny.
No, that's
Or-
not.
8.5.
Or no, you would round down.
You're literally on
37.
his chest, kind of like balancing on that. Your frying pan is held high. What did you roll?
What? It's an 18.
It's
total.
an 18 attack
That hits.
with 10, 12, 17 damage.
17.
Oh.
17 damage.
As his head is kind of lolling in front of you, just up there in this big kind of question mark arc, you raise your frying pan high and you boop him right in the nose. And there's a shudder through his whole body. Anybody else who is around him, you can hear him feel him just shudder and then stop. And his eyes shut, and he begins to fall down upon himself.
You hit the reset button.
You hit the boop.
Now we got to do this fight all over again.
Reset button.
Now it takes a few moments or so, but the body kind of pulls itself up back into the sarcophagus and form the human body again. But as the body lays there with the eye sockets open, there's no fire anymore. There's no fire. And if you sit there longer, you can see the body itself begins to form into ash. The ash has passed.
Ash has turned to ash.
Dashes to ashes.
So now,
XP?
He's like, give me that good
Yep,
shit.
Give me that!
I didn't do much, but
We earned that shit.
there. Yeah, I'll get
That was
for you.
technically supposed to be the most challenging encounter. We bombed. We literally
We ran away.
bombed. We
He
pieced
taunted
out.
us, so we cheesed the fuck out of him.
At first, we were like, "Hey, don't kill us, please." He was like, "Okay, cool, go." And so we went and go kill a bunch of other shit, and then we came back and the shit out of it.
It's like, you asked for it.
This is us giving you the boom whack.
460 experience each, guys.
460.
Yikes.
All right. Now, what do you do?
Look inside. What do we got?
You look inside the sarcophagus, and it is nothing blocking it. It's clear as day, wide open. You guys can see. Let's see. You guys can see a brass circlet, obviously, sitting in the bottom near where the man's wrist was. Now it's turned to ash. You can also see in his other hand a battle axe. And on one side of it, you can see this, on the blade side, just on the edge, this sheen that almost looks like lava. It's bright orange, like it's hot off the iron.
It's nice.
That's what you see.
Erilon's gonna weirdly take the battle axe.
Tanith will go for it.
You got the bangle? Yeah, sure.
Tanith will ritually actually just straight up cast Detect Magic.
They are both magical. The battle axe is infused with some sort of fire-based elemental magic. You can see that for sure. And the brass circlet just seems to have some mundane magic about it.
Nonny picks up a fistful of ashes, and shoves it in her pocket.
There you go.
Like you would.
I don't want to know why.
You guys, you get the axe, Erilon. You get the circlet. Make sure you mark it magical. What are you guys gonna do?
According to this, is actually only one circlet.
What is it?
Circlet of blasting.
You got a circlet of blasting. Makes perfect sense. That
There we
you're
go.
in a brass
Or
dragon's
dragon,
thing. There
yeah.
you go. Perfect.
While wearing this circlet, you can use an action to cast the Scorching Ray spell with it. When you make the spell attacks, you do so with an attack bonus of +5.
Fantastic.
Jesus.
There
Once
you go.
per day.
Excellent. Excellent.
Very
Good.
nice.
Perfect. That worked out fucking beautifully. Just like
Now she
everything.
has more utility.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Make me useful.
Before we go on, though, I don't know if anybody else is going to want a short rest, but I'm pretty cooked on HP
Well,
here. So
yeah, so
Literally
you guys,
cooked.
Yeah.
you guys see that the entrance, the three-clawed door, has that space clearly for a battle axe, but you guys know it's safe. You've defeated most of the, or all of the inhabitants in here.
That's insurance.
Ooh, there we go. Max
Give
on
me
the
any
hit
spell
dice.
slots now. Of which I am tapped out.
Okay.
But now you have a circlet of whatever, so you have one
Yep.
Hey, that's
Really
right. You
good.
guys. Yeah, that's right.
fire punch if you need it.
Very nice.
I weapons. I mean,
I don't
I
know.
know
I'm
stuff
only
like
7
that,
HP short of max. So that's
There's
not
the
bad.
big party. This, what, I guess, yeah, so, Erilon.
Yep.
You guys take a short rest?
Yeah, short rest. Get all my key points
Nap,
back.
nap.
Do you want to sit with the weapon at all?
He'll look at it. He'll study it.
Okay, you're gonna try and deep dive into it with your brain, your mind,
Swing it.
or just look at it.
Caress it
He'll
gently.
he'll investigate and see if there's anything like overly special.
You
about
feel the weapon trying to grasp onto you, attune with you. Do you let it?
it. No,
Okay.
he doesn't.
Okay.
Not at all.
Go put it in the wall. Go put it in the wall.
So
Don't let Nonny touch it. Go put it in the wall.
He puts the thing into the slot.
okay, it fits in the
Phrasing.
slot perfect. You hear this, and the door shatters. A million pieces of onyx drop to the floor, including all the things you guys used to unlock it. The ring, the bell. The bell hits the ground. Ding! Everything else hits the ground.
Tanith is actually going to go for the axe. Because he likes axes.
Can I have that ring back? I mean, I could just pick it up.
You guys are there? Yeah.
Technically, with dedicated weapon, I can make it my monk weapon, but I'm not going to do that.
So do you guys collect the objects?
Yes.
Okay, who has the bell?
What's the bell?
Write it down in your slot. Write it down in your sheet. You got a bell. It's marked as magical, but not no information on it yet. Because right now they were just keys. I haven't decided if I'm going to make them a magical
take the
item or
bell.
not. Not yet. I'm not sure. But they might.
Okay, so
I
you're
want
taking
you
the
to
bell?
write them down.
Yeah, I'll
Just
take
mark
the
them
bell.
magical.
Okay, so he's got the bell.
There's the ring. Nonny, you took the ring. You got the axe. And then there's the
Shoes that he has
red gem. You know what that does.
makes you.
Oh, that makes you dead, but not dead.
The dead gem.
I'm going
undead.
to take the gem because I know I can see my dead husband with that gem.
You pick it up.
Do you pick it up?
doesn't affect you right away.
And I quickly pocket it so it's not touching my skin.
Oh, you just touch it with like a rag or something?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You pocket it and it's safe. Right
What
there.
is it
Sucks
call
your
that?
soul,
Red
Luke, but
gem?
you're safe.
Heart
Here's a
gem.
thin piece of
It's called a
cloth.
heart gem. It has a slightly
So what?
heart shape, but not like a comical heart, like an actual beating heart. It has that kind of
okay.
shape to it.
I'll just call it the red gem of death.
That works.
Red gem of undeath, more like.
Invisibility gem.
Okay, if you guys got all those, now as you look down this hallway, it's long, and it looks like it goes off into this tiny little point of just bright, bright, bright light. Like it could go on for miles. If not miles, it could go on forever. You don't know. You look at the walls, and there's just all of this archaic writing. Some of it in Abyssal, some of it in Celestial, some of it in Draconic, some of it in Elvish, but Erilon, it's very old dialect, same as the Dragonborn. You guys can only maybe pick up half the words because it's in such an old dialect. I think 1,500 years ago,
Right.
how much a language can change.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you guys see. Tanith, do you still have Detect Magic up?
It can be.
Okay, do you put it up?
Yep.
All the glyphs light up as magical. The room, the ground, everything about this hallway lights up magical, and it is an incredibly powerful magical source.
Oh!
What do you do?
So it's like glyphs up the wazoo in there.
Cry?
Yeah.
I
What do
have
you-
no spell slots. I can't do it.
What do you do? Cry.
They seem to be divination. All of them. Tanith? All of them.
Oh, that's different. These are all different divination glyphs.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
I feel assaulted.
You've been assaulted.
I'm just holding my salt like
You might have to bribe your way out.
Yeah.
Do you ask Tanith to help you, or do you sit down with that raven thing?
Yeah, I've been definitely trying to figure out what this is while we're staring at it. What is it? Because I figured it was a magic
Yeah,
weapon.
it is. It's the raven statue. It can turn into a raven and pass messages.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
cool.
Cool. So I get my little send message thing.
The platinum ring,
Yeah.
that's one of the objects that are magical that have an undefined magical purpose right now.
Oh, it's just a ring.
So right now they were just enchanted for keys. That's the only enchantment they had to access there. But now the key is used, I haven't decided whether to make them continually magic yet. But I might, and if I do, I'll let you know. I know which ones you guys have, so I'll let you know what they do. You have the heart gem, and you know what the heart gem does. That's what it does. It turns you into a ghost for 24 hours, and your body's preserved now that you are attuning to it. That's what it does. You weren't attuned to it before, so it just did it. See ya.
So that bell, it allows you to cast Toll the Dead 3 times a day, you said?
I'd say 3 times a day at the lower use, or once per day at like the
3rd level?
3rd level, yeah.
Okay, so 3 times a day at 1st level, or 1 time a day at 3rd level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, they're pretty low-end magic items, but
I would say mine's kind of.
yours is a little different. Yours was a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
That you're
But-
not using to your advantage.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's,
Oh, is
it's
it?
a release
Yeah.
from the trap. The magical
okay.
essence is what it is. And you got it. Just like saving your trap.
Oh, there. Yeah, there.
So, there we go. You guys are at the entrance to this hallway. The doorway had just shattered. You guys have picked up your items, attuned with what you want. Short rested. You're looking at these glyphs. Tanith, they are all in different shades of white and yellow. Some of them go a little bit pinkish. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are really, really deep red. What do you do?
So the whole hallway is just covered in glyphs. Oh, goody. And their divination. That's different.
I'll get everybody to roll. Knowledge religion.
Obviously, I'm going to tell them
Disadvantage.
everything. Tell
Yeah.
them everything. Disadvantage over
At
religion.
disadvantage, you say?
I already have a -1.
Oh, that would have been a
that's
natural 20.
That's a 2.
2. 15.
What did you say it was religion?
Yeah.
9.
9.
So that's a 10.
Oh, sorry. Is it religion?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
9.
it's a
9.
13.
13. Okay. You guys, you're not familiar.
There was
You
a
never
3
heard
and a
of this
4 on
myth or legend
disadvantage.
or anything of the sort. DC 22 had to break that one. That's an old piece of legendary information. So nobody quite knows it. But Tanith, when you're going in, you can read some of them, and you guys can, anybody who can read those languages can read them, and it's just not full sentences. Almost as if they're little blurbs of parts of a life, parts of death. Who goes in?
Sure, why not?
Erilon follows.
And yeah, Dell will follow as well.
Nonny and I will also.
You guys begin to walk into this corridor. You walk, maybe 20 or 30 feet. It's getting warm. It's getting hot. Temperatures increase by 12 degrees easy. From the cool of the death and dank, it's not damp in here. It's hot and dry. And
We're walking into hell.
Not how that awaits. And not the good kind.
Damn, I can go for a feast
Nonny,
right now.
Yes.
you are walking through and you're just kind of looking around. It doesn't seem like you guys are going anywhere. It's a straight line. You look back. It seems only to be 30 feet behind you that you've come so far. But as you're looking around, one of the glyphs seems to be brighter than the rest.
Oh, I can
Seems
see
to-
them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought
they're-
he could just see them.
When you walk in,
Okay.
you can kind of see them. They're carved in the wall. They lit up for
Oh,
you,
okay,
but
gotcha.
they're carved in the wall
Alright.
once you see them. And you can see
Alright.
one in particular seems to light up. Others do too, but you can see this one. And as you look in it, the white silverish light in it kind of, your view kind of rushes towards it, and you're blank.
Blind?
Your eyes go blank. There you go. And you are walking down a dark path. You can see with dark vision. You look down at your hands. You're carrying a pick. In this hand, you're carrying a shovel. And you hear some footsteps behind you. And as you look back, you see this small halfling with a dagger. And he grabs your shoulder and stabs it in your belly. Pulls it out, stabs it in your neck. Pulls it again, stabs it in your eye. And pushes you away. Nonny, you shake it off. You're back in the hallway walking. Roll a Constitution saving throw. Sorry, Wisdom saving throw with disadvantage. Because you were affected by the fear effect from the statue. 8. You take 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Geillis, as you're walking through, one of the glyphs light up. You read it, it's in Elven, And the same thing happens. The lights of the words kind of float into your face, and you're blind for a moment, and you come to, and you're looking in a mirror. You recognize this visage. This brown hair, heavily streaked with gray and white. It was the woman
From the house.
from the house. You can see, you can hear. She hears a noise from downstairs. She rushes out of her room, pushing both doors open, running down the stairs, and you can see dark drow. You cast a magical spell, burning one of them to death, running down to the stairs. You look over to your left and you see a small child. You scream at her to get out, to run, while another drow stabs you multiple times in the abdomen. You burn another one down, but you fall to the ground, dead. Well, Constitution saving throw. Normal, please, because you were not affected by the fear effect before.
Nine.
9. You take 2 points of psychic damage. Tanith, as you're walking through, you can see one of these glyphs in Draconic kind of light up and rush towards you. You go blind for a moment. Your eyes focus, and you're in the dark. You're walking behind somebody. You look behind you, and there are soldiers lined up, left to right from you by the hundreds. And it's you standing behind somebody in this oversized armor, red-tinged. You recognize him. He was one of the great leaders of the Oros, who had lost his life during the attack of the Death Slot. You, his second in command, are walking behind him as the Death Slot creams out of the wall, slicing your friend in half. And another blade comes down, hitting you in the neck, and you go blank. Roll a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Glorious, glorious 9.
Okay.
Nothing to train here.
3 points of psychic damage. Erilon, as you are walking through, glyphs appear to you. They rush into your face, and it settles in green. You're looking at a blue sky. You're looking around. As you turn around, you can see a whole village in flames. You recognize this village. You've been there before. You recognize the same inn. You can see people running for their life. You can see.
Oh, this was Cecil's cock. No?
Nope, this is your homeland. This is the town that you go to sell all of your wares.
I forgot the name of it, damn.
You can see one of your siblings.
Many, many siblings.
There it is.
Oh, right.
You can see one of your siblings. You can recognize her right off the bat. Shay. She was the rough and tumble one, right? The one getting into trouble all the time?
I believe so, either him
Okay.
or Aaron, maybe, I'm not sure.
You see Shay as she's running up towards you, and she says, "Grandfather! Run, grandfather!" And she runs by him as a group of human soldiers dressed in emerald garb and armor launch arrows into your grandfather's chest. You can feel them hit 3, 4, 5 as he falls to his back, looking up to the sky. Roll a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Oh my god, okay. That is flat dice, so that's 6.
6. 3 points of psychic damage.
Okay. Erilon's a bit dumbfounded right now.
Delkek.
Last he knew his grandfather was alive.
You are walking through the court. It's dark. You're walking along one of these large dams that hold in the water. Just over there is one of the lifts where the water pours into to lower the boats and the rafts to the next dam so they can continue. As you're walking by one of these dams, you can hear this rumble, this crash, this smash, and you look above and you can see this green haze above you. You don't know what the hell you're looking at, and all of a sudden the rock breaks through, and there's this large green, looks like a massive green sword piercing down through, and it hits the dam that you're standing on. You fall into the water. You get struck by something, you go unconscious. You wake up, your eyes open in the corridor. Roll a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
That's a 6.
3 points of psychic damage. As you guys continue, you say anything to each other?
I think seeing, at least for what Del would have seen, he's just kind of stunned into, like, immobility for just like a split second. He just kind of shakes his head and he gets back to reality. Did anyone else have any sort of weird flashes of weirdness, for lack of a better term?
And everybody failed to
Every
save.
day of my life.
Erilon's heart's beating much faster right now, and he's visibly stressed. He doesn't know how to process the information that he just saw.
And as you look back to look at your friends, the hallway looks like it continues past 30 feet, past 60 feet, past 100 feet. As you look that way, the writings on the wall continue on and continue on. You look back, and it seems to continue on equally that way.
So this is a hallway of horrors.
Actually,
A
it's
never-ending hallway of horrors.
called very close to the name.
All of the damned.
It's called, in fact, Hall of 1,000 Deaths.
Oh, okay.
As you walk through this hallway, you suffer 1,000 deaths. The next challenge. Do you guys keep walking?
What other choice do we have?
They don't have another choice, yeah, so to push forward.
What if we close our eyes and don't see the glyphs?
Try.
I'll try. I'll close my eyes and walk
I can still
forward.
see where I'm going, thankfully.
Oh, you have blind sight?
Oh, so should he lead then? You lead and we'll all just hold on to each other and walk through with our
I'll
eyes
just do
closed?
the old, like, little, high grade school thing. You have to hold on to the
Hold the
person in
rope?
front of you.
Just hold the rope,
So you're all holding hands then? You're all touching each other?
tap my toes together.
No,
just
because
hold
then we'll
on.
all see each other.
You want a hall of 5,000 deaths? Oh, I don't know, maybe. That's a good idea.
I'm just gonna close my eyes and run for it. Just not hold
Spit
back
in the
any-
wall.
She's just, yeah, she's
You
like,
guys-
oh, my
Yeah,
sister.
it appears to be
I'm
straight.
just gonna close my eyes and run.
Okay.
And run?
You guys see
Run.
That's aggressive.
Geillis close your eyes tightly and just run by all of you, kind of brush past and run ahead of you.
Tanith's just gonna blindfold himself right quick.
Yeah, Del kind of just sees what everybody's doing and follows suit. He just tears off, and he's got a torn strip of fabric hanging there. He goes, and just follows Tanith's lead and just.
Erilon? Nonny?
I don't know what's happening.
So you then continue?
Erilon, he's a bit panicked. He just keeps moving forward. He doesn't put a blindfold on or anything.
As you guys are moving forward, no blindfold. As you guys are moving forward, the ones without blindfolds, you're moving, rushing as fast as you can. Every now and then you'll brush against the wall. Keep your hands out to make sure it's straight. It's a straight way, easy enough. Make sure you just don't run over each other, kind of thing. Tanith, your vision is already dark, but it seems to focus on something else. You can feel wind. You can feel a hot, searing wind as you're standing at the base of a caldera in front of a massive lava pool. Around the lava pool is shards of ice, and it's almost like mirrors around this lava pool. And you can see in the mirror, you're looking down at the pool, you're a dragon. You're the white dragon again.
That's different.
As you look down at the orange pool, in the reflection behind you in one of the frozen pieces of ice, you can see a much larger dragon come down. You can see him black, shadowed. You can see the wisps in the air as he careens down on top of you. He grabs you by the top of the head, pulls your neck straight, and with the dragon hand, he's holding this massive blade. and he slices your neck as your dragon blood flows into the lava. You can see the frozen ice begin to melt. Steam begins to erupt. Roll a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
If I do recall correctly, that's a 10. You get 10.
That's a fail. And I rolled a 2 and a 3 this fucking time.
Oh, fancy.
So take 5 psychic damage.
Suck on that.
You're
Sorry.
next.
I know. I'm a little carried away there. I'm sorry.
Equally to this, you guys each have memories and memories and memories as they go by. Constantly more gruesome and gruesome as you guys go by. I'm going to say roll 3 more Constitution saving throws. Tanith, you already have one. We're going to take care of you first. So roll 2 more.
12 and 11.
Okay, both fails. Take 11 more points of psychic damage. And 11 more points of psychic damage. 8 and a 3 I rolled again. What is up with these dice? Okay, are you still up?
How much damage had I taken previously? Because I accidentally hit heal instead of damage.
Would have been 11.
So
11.
11.
3. And then
Yeah,
3 and 5.
3.
11, 11, and 3.
So 25.
Okay, yeah, I'm still up.
Okay. Geillis, Constitution saving throw, please.
13.
13.
That's a disadvantage, right?
Not you.
No, not you.
Not
Oh,
a
okay.
disadvantage.
Well, then do we need to just re-roll it because I rolled both?
Were they both 13?
No, 13, 15. So take the average of 14.
Take the 15.
Okay.
Would you get any bonuses to it?
Not for Constitution.
For Constitution? Okay, so then it was 15?
Yeah.
Okay, you just succeed. Just succeed.
Closing my eyes.
You take 5 points of psychic damage as you pull through.
For me to do it again?
Yeah, you do it again 2 more times.
Just flat.
Sorry?
Flat.
Yeah, just flat.
No.
9, that's 10 points of psychic damage.
Oof.
And 1 more.
19.
19, 4 points. Rolled really low on that one. You still got...
Still up.
Okay, in one of those deaths, you re-envision yourself as Alaric. You can see your own face. You can feel the pain and the ecstasy of what is happening as Alaric passes. Nonny, I need 3 Constitution saving throws with advantage. 1 at a time, please.
Advantage. Disadvantage.
Disadvantage, sorry. 10 points of psychic damage. You are taking the point of view of, are looking in a mirror. You're haggard, you're old, you're a male dwarf, you're familiar. Wrinkled and old, but maybe 100-year-old face is familiar to you as you look about, you walk around with the cane, you move out your door, you walk down some steps. As you're walking along the Crystal District, slow and old, there's a bustle moving behind you. And the bustle moves, and as it goes by, it just gives you a little bump. You lose your balance, and you slip off the edge, and you fall. You fall about 300 feet until you hit that barrier, and the effect of the barrier that hits you is enough to kill your old bones and break them as you roll down this slope. And then the memory finally kicks in that you know this person. This is your long-lost ex-husband.
That's a great murder.
Roll a did I give you the damage for that one?
Yeah, I used the 10.
Good. Roll another Constitution save with a disadvantage.
11.
11. Fail.
Fail.
13 points of psychic damage as another horrible memory swipes down through your brain.
That's better. 21.
Okay, only 4 points this time. Not such a bad memory, you know? But
Just
it was
one of the
still a
neighborhood
death.
Kids getting
For
run over by
death.
a son.
Erilon.
Erilon, as he walks and processes this, he's gonna just keep in mind to steady himself, and when the need arises, if possible, he's gonna try to use Hand of Healing on himself to restabilize his mind, if possible. Well, or body, but
I would say this kind of damage you can't heal. This is
still-
something over and above.
he's gonna try it to
Any
comfort himself.
mortal wounds you had on your body do heal up, but this you
Psychic.
can't shake this psychic feeling, this depression in your head, this feeling, this thing that's agonizing you.
Gotcha. Fail.
13 points of
13.
psychic damage.
And reroll. Fail.
8 more points of psychic damage. Are you still up?
Barely.
Barely? Nice. That was the last one. Very nice. You see memories of people you know, hundreds of people that you know from the town, people that you recognize their faces. It's just people from Delron. Just hundreds of people dying by the sword by the same emerald-geared people.
Do I even recognize them? Because that's what Erilon's fixing on.
You know what they are.
What
you
are
know
they?
what they are. They're the Emerald Guard that
Emerald
protects the Delron Forest, that protects you guys from the Emerald Forest, that protects you from Delron and all of the horrors that come out of that forest.
And they're supposedly attacking.
And killing. You've seen it 1,000 times. They're killing innocent people. They're flushing towns, burning towns to the ground.
I find a dragon with a sword to be completely unfair.
Erilon's just completely speechless. He doesn't know how. He hasn't seen that scale of death. He's heard of it, but not witnessed it. Tears running down his face.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see how badly I die today.
Not bad.
Fail.
11 points of psychic damage.
I'm gonna be dead. Yes, fail.
9 points of psychic
I'm out.
damage.
I'm down.
Unconscious.
As
I'm
you
down.
guys are there, all of a sudden Delkek is not there.
At all?
At all. Delkek, you awaken outside the door of the Three Claws, inside the main sanctum, right before you guys walk into the Hall of 1,000 Deaths.
Oh, yeah,
The door is reformed. But that's where you find yourself woken up, and you are at 1 hit point. You are shaken. You are under the fear condition. You are completely destroyed. Your mind right now, it's going to take a couple hours for you to sort through what you
just
just
happened,
seen.
yeah.
Now, you've seen death. You've seen people get killed. You've killed lots of people. But this was the other end. Being killed 1,000 times in a row. Each one gruesome and as deadly as you can perform, if not more. You feel it. You feel the trauma in your brain, on your mind.
You just experienced a genocide.
Yeah, basically.
The rest of you,
Jeez.
you are walking, and all of a sudden there's a door. As if you blink, all in turn, everybody, and then there's a door 10 feet ahead of you.
Erilon utters under his breath. They killed them all. They killed them all.
Okay, let's just take Snotty's hand.
Nonny opens the door.
You walk towards the door, the same kind of door, except it's only small, like a normal sized door, 5 by 10. And you walk up close to it, and it just dissolves away. It doesn't break, it doesn't shatter, it just dissolves away, and it opens up into a very well lit 20 by 20 circular room with a throne in the middle of it. This black, same rock that's been forming this entire temple, but it's the only rock that's in here that's different. All the other rock is like white alabaster, maybe quartz. I'm not quite sure.
Who sits upon that?
Nobody. You can see around it, there are 5 pedestals all around the room, all empty.
5 pedestals and 5 of us?
There was 5.
Well, there was.
Yeah.
So sorry, brother. We're not coming back for you.
Nah.
I can't go back
Oh,
to
were we
that
supposed
hall.
to pick him up? I just assumed he'd
Dex and Rav didn't make it through. They didn't make it through.
So they're back again.
They also disappeared, and you see them also when you're there. They're just, Dex is kind of, he's got his sword in his hand across his knees, and he's just kind of rocking, just kind of looking around, and you see Dermot. Dax sees Dermot. And Dermot is also there. You can see in his hands are kind of steepled as they're moving around, writing in his hands, and his eyes are just going back and forth, back and forth. Every now and then he opens his bag of holding, looks and takes something out, puts it back in, and keeps wringing his hands. The rest of you. Do you enter the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enter the room. It's quiet. It's cold, clammy, like the other place was. But it seems sterile, not dirty and grimy like it was.
Tanith is leaning very heavily on his glaive.
Yes, so how many hit points do you have left?
29.
Nonny?
11.
11? 8?
3.
3. Those with anything above 10, you guys are really shaken. It is hard for you to deal with what you've seen. All the death. Everything. 1,000 different deaths is a very huge toll, and especially feeling every ounce of the pain.
Even being used to as much death as Tanith is, he's still shaken from it.
It's almost like, I can't remember what it's called, it's a medical term, when they only give you one dose of anesthesia and not the go to sleep part, so you're awake, but you can't move and the doctors are working on you. You've got no control over what's happening to you.
Like lost in syndrome almost.
Happens. And that's part of it, it's this whole not being able to protect yourself. It just happened, and it's experiencing that 1,000 times in a row, and you guys feel like it was you guys, you don't know. Could have been minutes, could have been hours. But Tanith, you and Nonny seem to be on the better end.
Well, she was already insane anyway.
I was going to say, probably because I'm already crazy.
That's true.
Like, you can't really get a lot crazier than crazy.
That's true.
Erilon is, he's on one knee. He's
Geillis just sits down
Okay.
next to Erilon. Just
You, Geillis, can see in this room a small, thin, blue outline of a figure. He puts his hand on your shoulder, and it just remains there. The rest you can see it too, actually, in this particular room. Tanith, Nonny, Erilon, you can all see it. Just this thin outline of a man in blue. Figure in blue, you may not know. You assume, I imagine, it's a him because of... Yes? Oh.
Nonny tries to touch it.
Right through. Sure, you take a few minutes to shake this off, to think about it. Maybe it takes longer than that. Maybe you're there for a couple hours. Who knows?
Is there somewhat elevated that isn't the throne to sit down on? Like a ledge or something?
There's a dais. You can sit on the
Join us
dais.
on the floor.
There's like a dais that goes up in one step, and the next step up is the thing. So
Oh,
there's
let's
this...
just sit down on the first step there.
Okay.
Head in his hands, just trying to process what he saw.
Erilon slowly ends up clutching his chest, and he
As a heart
slowly,
attack?
he bends down and places his forehead on the ground while clutching his chest, and you can just see he's crying. He chokes out, "They killed my family. Every last one of them in Delrod. Everyone."
So you guys work through your stuff. Tanith, maybe you come out of it first. You look around, you see the 5 pedestals. You see the throne. You look up, it seems to go about maybe 30, 40 feet. Same structure, rounded at the top.
Go up and look at one of the pedestals.
Okay. Seems to be empty. Seems to be inside the square pedestal, there seems to be an inset, maybe about an inch lower, of a circle. Each one of them.
Put my hand on it and see what happens.
I'm going to roll percentile on that one. Let's say you put your hand on it and you feel like pressure pushing it down. What do you do?
Try to pull my hand back off.
Doesn't move. You can feel this pierce in your palm. And then you feel release. You pull your hand back. There's nothing on your hand, but that little circle is now filled with red blood.
Huh.
Take 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh no.
Not what I was expecting.
That's bad.
does the exhaustion points work?
Basically, at level 1, you have it.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah, disadvantage on ability checks, and then it goes up to 6, and if you get 6, you die.
Yep.
Outright.
It just says
No
effect
rollback.
death.
Just
Yeah.
death.
Nonny gets
You're
progressive
next to shake out of his stupor. You rearrange your shawls, make everything serves right. Bunch of your shawls on this side are all burnt up.
Melted
Yeah.
apart. Did I see what he did? Did I see him do
Yeah,
the
for
thing?
sure. Yeah, you see him try and pull away, and you went and looked, and he pulled his hand back, and there's blood filling.
So I walk over to Tanith and I take his hand and I sort of look at it.
There's no marks.
And
No
there's
cuts,
nothing there.
Nothing.
And I walk over to the next one and I put my hand in it.
Put your hand on it. A few seconds pass. Nothing happens.
I walk to the next one and I put my hand in it.
Again, nothing happens.
I walk to the next one and I put his hand in it.
Nothing happens.
You would have to take my hand with you.
Just drag you along. Yeah, I wondered about that. I did. I was thinking it, and then
You're the only one that's thinking it right now.
So I dig into my pockets and root around through all the random things that I've and buried down in the dust of Dash. In the ashes of Dash is a vial of blue salt, and I take some out and I pour it in one of the.
How much?
Oh, I don't actually know how much I have.
You have
1
about-
pound.
Yeah.
I have a pound. Can I start with just a pinch?
Sure.
Do anything?
Put a pinch on. It lands there, and you can see there's a swirl of wind that kind of levels it out in a nice flat round circle.
So I do
Look
this.
very scant. Looks very scant.
You put a little bit more in there.
A little bit more.
I feel like you might be hinting at something here.
You use about half, and it kind of fills a bit of the circle.
And I go and put some in the next one.
Sure.
About
Pour the other
same
half in the
amount-
next one.
Yes. Let's
Your
do
vial
that.
is now empty. The wind swirls and kind of fills the hole in.
And then I beckon Tanith towards the pedestal to show him. Can see.
Yeah, you put the salt on it. Wish I'd known that earlier.
Erilon?
Erilon finally.
Oh, you had a 3. You're coming out last.
Oh yeah,
You're
you're
coming
right.
out last.
Yeah, because I got destroyed.
Geillis.
She gets up off the floor, walks over to Nonny, and is like, "Hey, what you doing?"
Yo, what's up?
You guys can see this blue haze behind her, just shadowing her, basically, step for step.
Have I've noticed that he's with me.
Yeah, you can see that blue outline clear as day
Yeah.
now. As clear as a blue
Outline
faded
maybe.
outline could be in the bright daylight, of course.
Clear as mud.
I have questions.
Okay.
What is that?
Well, that's my husband.
Okay. Question answered. Thank you.
Not even
Okay.
phased. That's my husband.
Okay.
Now, as you guys looking around this wall, you've put 2 doses of salt. You guys can see that this quartz, I guess I'm gonna call it quartz, these quartz walls begin to sink into each other, and it's revealing another relief. It reveals another relief, and as you guys can see, it seems very, very simple, except it's all kind of conforming to this one area where it's kind of a small alcove, maybe about 2 feet high by about 1 foot wide. And you can see as it kind of sinks inwards, it leaves a head, a small head just protruding, and you guys can see a little bit of fingertips and even a bit of a wing here out of the stone. And you guys can see these 2 stone eyes blink, open. And they open and these dark, shadowy eyes. And you can see it kind of struggle to get out of the stone.
Can I take my bath salts back? I'm not comfortable.
Do I have to put something in first?
Religion?
19.
To beckon a god's attention, one would need a glorious gift. The gift of oneself is amazing enough. A gift of magical salt, however, very good.
Oh, okay, I'll give it salt, yeah. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is how it
What
goes.
he really wants.
this is how they come. So I guess I'll use my salt for the last two.
Okay, sounds good. You fill the last two up with the half vial of salt. They swirl around. The relief seems to sink in fully, revealing images of the city. But the stone is different. The stone in the background is black, like the stone of the chair, whereas the stone in front is like white quartz for the buildings and towers that go all around. It is a magnificent, massive city. Like the intricacy you guys seen with the braids is here. Like you can go down and look and they're like, that's a skeleton. That's Dragonborn. You know, it's so detailed. Like you see those pictures online where people keep zooming in, so it keeps going and going, and then eventually this little creature, it seems to be a small demon-like creature, frees himself from the wall. And he shakes off the stone and he turns black and green. He says, he looks around. I will fetch the master. And he disappears.
Oh, great. Now we're going to die at the hands of Goblin Dobby.
I think he means.
Master has given
The master.
Dobby a sock!
Dobby has received blue salt! Dobby can go get high! Dobby is a free goblin!
Doblin.
Goblin.
As it
Doblin
blinks
has
out
Doblin, oh yeah.
and goes away, some time passes, maybe about 15 minutes or so. You guys kind of look at each other like, this is really fucked up. The door's gone now, you notice. But as soon as the relief went away, the relief made the door disappear and turn into a different relief. And then, get you to roll perception to see who sees it first. Erilon, with 3 hit points, I'd say you're at disadvantage.
8.
You're below 10 disadvantage.
Oh, I have a disadvantage, which is me.
Wow, I still rolled a 16 and a 17 on the dice.
18.
18. Good. Tanith is the hot. Well, what's with your bonuses?
21.
21.
16.
16.
About the whole 4.
Okay, 4.
Told you the disadvantage was me.
You're looking at where that creature was and just still staring there for the moment.
Oh wait, I have a disadvantage on that. Yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, so
I forgot about my exhaustion.
I'm hyper focused, I guess.
what was yours, Gail?
16.
16. Erilon sees it first. First, it's just a little way. You're hearing it, and the chair at the base of the chair underneath, you can see a swirl of gray smoke. Get bigger. And then it just kind of spills down off the dais and fills the room up to about 3 feet, up to about you guys' waist.
Or my neck.
Or your neck. Yeah. Maybe about 2 feet then.
Shit, okay.
Take it fair.
And as it fills, it kind of waves go out against the walls out, and they kind of come up and they kind of flow back. And when they flow back, they flow up into a wave that coalesces on the chair, and the smoke just dissipates. And you see this man, clearly a male. You can see age riddled in his face, deep crevices of wrinkles, and his eyes are that kind of whitish blue haze you see in like a really in a dead eye, basically.
Yeah, like Milky Way.
Milky Way.
Cataracts.
Both of them are like that. His hair is pitch black and shiny. The only thing that seems to be nice on the man, his robes are tattered and worn. They seem to be work worn. And he sits there for a moment and looks and takes all of you in turn and looks where he is. And he says, well, it's been a long time since I've sat in this throne. He smells in, and when he breathes in, you guys can feel this huge waft of air drawing to him, like he's just smelling the essence of who you are. And he holds out one of his hands, and Tanith, the blood from the circle you put it in, kind of flows up into a bubble, and kind of flows over behind him, in front of him. The salt also rises up and flows into him. He holds out each hand, the blood in its bubble sits in his right hand, and the salt sits in a pile in his left. He says, "What have you the need of me, Keldrin?" And he closes his hands and they disappear.
His hands disappear?
Sure. No, the things he was holding.
We just want to get out of here, don't we?
Yeah, that's where we came
We just
in.
want to leave.
Initially, we wanted to leave. Yeah.
What, have you changed your mind?
You really?
Yeah, yeah.
We're leaving him, but we want to go.
Initially, I want to
He
leave.
waves
Now
his
I kind
hand.
of like it here.
The door reappears. And there is the way out, Asta Fireheart. Yes. No harm will come to you upon exiting my temple.
What about my friends?
Your friends have already suffered. These ones shall also leave unharmed. Is this all you wish of me?
Erilon
I am busy.
Erilon gets to his feet, and he pulls out his vial of salt from his pack, and he hangs his head and slowly approaches, offering the vial.
Erilon, Xylocent. He holds out his hand and the vial flies right into his hand and he closes it and disappears.
He looks off into the distance. The Emerald Guard killed my grandfather. I want vengeance.
He nods. You? I have noticed much death in the land of Delron. Such vengeance can be had, but you are much too weak.
That I will become strong.
Is that your wish?
Resilient, powerful.
You can hear these words spoken back to you as if echoed. Resilient, echoing, just thundering in your head. Powerful, echoing in your head as he begins to take a step forward to you.
Erilon, will kneel on one knee and hang his head and hold his arms out. Close his eyes.
He reaches down, you guys see this, he grabs you by the arm and he twists your arm the other way, almost out of the socket. You can feel this burning in your hand. And he says, Erilon, Xylocent, I grant you the power that you wish. You disappear.
Disappear.
Well then.
Oh, jeez.
I approach. I have some salt left, right? I didn't use it all in
Half.
dying.
You have half.
You used half and half. You didn't use it all. But that's solidifying your payment to the god.
Okay.
You approach him. As he turns from Erilon, he says your name before he even turns around. Geillis, Chronotal, and Alaric. You can see Alaric fully comes into view now. Fully. Colored all the way down. He has his bow. All of you can see him. Not you, Erilon.
Yeah, no, I got him.
The rest you can see him, and he is an amazingly handsome elf. Amazingly. Like the Ken of elves.
He has 20 charisma.
He's a bird. He's a bird. Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely does. And Alaric looks at himself. He grabs his shirt. He exhales. He inhales. And he says immediately, "Protect her. Protect her." And he holds up his hand. And you can see the essence of Alaric begin to drain into his hand. The blue streams that hold him together, and he disappears. And he walks over to you, Geillis, and he puts his other hand on your face. You can feel this warmth. And you guys can all see this blue haze kind of go around her.
Do I get to ask what I want now?
He takes his hand from your face.
Can I have him back? For real?
He breathes in and he says, his path has been set. He has been taken into the realm of myself. He will come back, but not as himself. You will all return, not as yourselves. Know this. I cannot help you in this matter.
Aurora?
He closes his eyes. You can see him thinking like he's trying to do some math in his head, and his mouth envelops the name Aurora. And he says, I cannot feel her. He closes his eyes again and tries again, but he shakes his head. He says, she is beyond my touch. I cannot see her.
Meaning she's alive?
I would assume that she is not past. I would see every life that flows through my hands, into the source of which all life begins and ends.
So you can't tell me where she is either?
I cannot see her.
Yeah, get us out from the underground.
He nods his head. He waves his hand and closes it, and he opens it again and reaches it out to you. It's about a meter-long stick that divides at the end. And he says, this divining rod will take you out of the mountain. Nice. He turns to you, Tanith, and he says, Worm of Oros. He says it with
Respect.
respect.
Oros called me that as well.
This is what you are. You hold the blood of the ancients.
Yes. If they keep calling me Worm, then I should be powerful enough to think that I deserve that title. If I can reclaim the power of my heritage.
He reaches out his hand and this guy again is like 9.5 feet tall. Say it again. All the gods are between 9 and 10 feet tall, so they tower over anybody but a Goliath. You know what I'm saying?
Even me, and I'm like
Even
6'8".
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he puts his hand down like on your whole face and snout. Okay? Geillis and Nonny, you watch as your skin begins to ripple, Tanith. Your scales seem to like open and all the way up, just kind of like Iron Man. You know when he went through the self-check and everything's going all the way up? All your scales are kind of flipping, and every now and then you guys see a few more scales spread out all the way up his tail. On his tail, as it rises up, you know the fins you have that are kind of folded over? They all harden straight up into this blue, hard element all the way up your back. All the way you can feel them. It hurts as these things kind of harden and kind of push out further. Another 6 or 7 inches wider and bigger as they're growing up your back. And as the pain begins to come to your head, you can feel, you have horns, right?
Very small ones.
Well, they're not anymore. They begin to grow. You can feel this amazing pain in your head on each side as you guys see these 2-foot-long horns, dragon horns, grow up out of his head. You now stand 9.5 feet tall, not including your horns.
Are you a god now?
You get +1 to your strength, +1 to your constitution. You gain the dragon height feat. Erilon, your eyes clear.
Where the hell am I?
Are looking around at a field of green, at a familiar table filled with the most decadent meats and vegetables upon it. And across the table from you, you can see a familiar visage as well. Petals and leaves of red and green and yellow floating simultaneously, holding this shape.
Erilon approaches the table and his eyes are very much fixated on just a particular point. Not a particular point. He's just kind of looking off in the distance, and Grinhelda would just see pure rage behind that blank stare. And he would grab at a vegetable on the table and shakily bring it to his mouth to try and eat, but his grip ends up crushing it.
That tomato?
Yeah.
Poor tomato.
Just crushes it.
Yeah. And the tomato juice is leaking all down on your hand. You feel the seeds and the jelly slip by.
Keldron's halls showed me death, and I saw my grandfather die. My sibling was there. The Emerald Guard turned. If I'm an agent serving in the cycle, the next cycle to end is going to be theirs.
She walks through the table, the leaves parting where the table is, and they reform again in front of you. And she says, these eyes, just kind of spaces in this face right up in yours, and she says, "Are you a buffalo? Or are you a wolf?"
I will brave them. With my horns.
You choose the buffalo. She reaches out with feathers. The leaves kind of press into your skin. You can kind of feel this tickling sensation. You can feel as your body begins to strain and strain, you can feel this pressure from the inside out, and then you almost feel like you want to vomit and just push everything out of every orifice you have.
Oh.
And then you wake up. Oof. Delkek, you are just bringing your head up from this terrible event you've experienced, and you see Erilon. He's flat, he's prone, and he falls on his back, on the ground, thump, he's unconscious.
Oh, Lord.
Erilon, you gain toughness feat. If you don't have it, you have it again. You also gain +1 to your constitution, and +1 to your wisdom.
Okay, nice. Cool.
I have a stick.
I have a door.
A stick.
At least you get to take the stick with you. The door stays here.
Keldron takes you all in turn again, and he says, "Strange times are coming. Much death has passed through my hands of late. Much death that isn't going to the right places.
Where's it going?
I do not know. It's leaving, being drawn. My energy is being drawn to the Karavian forest.
What does that mean?
I do not know.
Force south to
I
Delron.
can only assume that Delron is building an army.
For what?
Not sure. I've spent much time below, calculating, trimming, reforging. I don't speak with many others. I have shared more words with you than I have shared with anybody in the past hundreds of years.
Can we stop it? Is there anything we can do?
Seek out the stones of the gods, the remnants of what they were. This is the only power that can help you fight what Delron has become.
Stones of the gods. How will we know where to find them?
He waves his hand. He waves his hand, and there's just an orb in his hand now, a crystal orb.
Big boys.
He gives you that, and he says, when you are close to the magical essence that keeps us, this will glow. As much as I can do.
It's not glowing near certain people.
No, it's not glowing right now. Okay. He looks at you all.
So are we saving the world now? It's a lot. It's a lot more than I signed up for.
And
Well, at least you guys got like a little extra buff.
I got a door. Oh, that's why now I gotta.
He-
I gotta.
he looks around at you all and he says, "Very well. Pray that I do not see you again before you are needed." And then he just begins to, from the head down, his black, shiny hair begins to flow into smoke. And it just starts to drift down. You can see his nose and his face and his mouth disappear, and then his neck and the torso. And just about to his knees, it's just woof and pushes out into this gray and white smoke. So, the door is there. Nonny, the door is there. Do you guys leave?
Yes.
You guys walk out as Delron disappears. You walk through the door, and it's black, magical darkness in this particular time. You walk through, you guys kind of, everybody else in the main area kind of sees as they come through. They walk through the rock, form out of the rock, and they're standing there in front of the doorway to the inner sanctum where you met Keldrin. The stairs have now dropped. They're on the ground. The exit is clear. You guys see 3 very, very distraught people on the ground, and you see Erilon, unconscious, spread eagle, around them.
Oh yeah, like,
As we're all back in the
One of my-
same spot.
clothes got messed up because of that acid.
Yeah. There's you guys need new clothes again, for sure.
Our ball gowns.
And how long am I unconscious for?
Oh,
Right, I gotta
unless someone slaps you
Wait,
in the face.
you're naked on the ground? What happened?
like
3
partially.
hours. 3 hours unless someone gives you a little slap.
Honestly, if he had just like teleported in, even after what he would have done, like seeing Dell would have probably gone over and been like, made sure he was still breathing and make sure he was okay, and probably just exactly that, just like just kind of slap him and try and make sure he's conscious. So there you go, you've been slapped.
Slapped,
You come to, your eyes open.
stinging on my right cheek.
What the hell happened to you?
Met with a god.
Yeah.
And
Met
then
with a
we walk
god.
in.
Your voice is
Tanith is
constant.
suddenly 9.5
You had to look.
He's 9.5 feet tall now.
You
he's
had
got
to look
big
up
horns.
original. Now you gotta look way up.
Yeah.
Hi.
His voice is way
Yeah.
deeper, way more dragon-like. Just like that, you can hear the rumble, and it's just like a crocodile.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were tall of stature before. This is a little bit overkill.
It is what it is
You,
now.
I'm only 4 feet tall.
I'm literally double you. I can yeet the
I
dwarf.
just hold on his tail.
I was gonna say I'm like 5. I'm like
I can
5'7",
literally yeet
so-
the dwarf now.
Where does it bring your strength to?
20, I think.
You went from 19 to 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with that. Well, now that Dell has seen everybody come back and he's still kind of processing that everybody's okay and slightly different, he's just like, I don't know about you guys, but I just want to get the hell out of here.
I can help with that. Right, hold up my stick.
Yeah, she's got a stick now.
It directs you. It directs you towards the stairs. Directs you up the
I
stairs.
just go. I trust this stick.
It seems to be guiding you, pulling your hands in a direction. It guides you right outside, right at the front door, and out into the main way. And it kind of tilts kind of towards that crack in the ground where the a large black creature,
Displacer beast.
displacer beast, was in and around.
Does that divination rod only find her way out of this specific space, or any space she's
Out
in?
of the mountain.
Out of the
Out
mountain.
of the mountain. You never know. Listen. Or even open-ended.
Just curious.
Out of a mountain.
Because, I mean, is it one of those situations where she goes, I need to leave this place, and it just takes her to that
You
place?
never know.
GPS.
Because that'd be cool.
Yeah, magical GPS. There you go.
Like some sort of clairvoyant spell to show you the way out, yeah.
Find the path, maybe?
So, you guys walk upstairs. You guys walk out. You guys walk by the statue. You guys are on the main street. You can see that.
And that is where we will end for the evening. Thank you for watching the Death Needs Dialogue Entertainment Network. This has been The Depths of Felthan, Episode 19, The Ash to Ashes, Part C.